what happens when a sociopath meets a narcissist? I
In
guess
the
we're
realm
gonna
of
see.
psychology, there are certain personality
I've
types
definitely
that
met
seem
my
to draw us in
fair
like
share.
magnets, simultaneously fascinating and alarming us. Among these are the sociopath and the
Like
narcissist,
vampires versus
two kinds of people
werewolf.
we'd never want to cross paths with, but often find ourselves wanting to learn more about. Both conditions are serious
They do have
personality disorders and can be difficult to deal with.
interesting
But have you ever
traits.
wondered what might happen if they ever encountered each other? It's an intriguing
They'd probably team up, identify each other as such, and then like keep each other's cover. It's like two spies that like run into each other in the wild, and we're like, tell you're a spy, and then you're like, I can tell you're a spy, and then you're like, you want to shut up about it, and he's all like, yeah, let's shut up about it. Crime.
question.
Basically it, dude.
Before we attempt to answer it, let's first learn more about sociopaths and narcissists. The sociopath.
Teach me, daddy.
Smooth talking, charming, and often devoid of a moral compass, sociopaths frequently
illusion of
disregard and violate the
grandeur.
rights and feelings of others. Diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, these people navigate life with calculated precision and get ahead by exploiting others. They also tend to have no regard for the law and often engage in criminal behaviors. Other common characteristics of a sociopath are pathological lying, lack of remorse, reckless and impulsive behaviors, verbal or physical aggression, irritable mood, and an inability to form stable relationships. The narcissist.
So just self-absorbed and don't care about other people's feelings and don't necessarily have a mature outlook when they're not looking out for other people. Okay. Yeah, that checks
Next
out. I
is
know a lot of people like
narcissistic
that.
personality disorder, which is characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance and a
Illusions of
constant
grandeur.
need for admiration,
Attention
attention-seeking,
seeking.
and self.
Yeah, attention seeking. I feel like a lot of this is perpetuated. Narcissists are very popular on Instagram, very popular on YouTube and Twitch. They're just, it's that type of person that's very clout chasing. It's the type of person who's I'm better than you because XYZ. I know this person, I know that person. Probably name drops a lot. Probably cares more about themselves than other people. Probably talks about how cool they are and the cool shit that they do and how they know cool people and you should like them and just trying to like really lay it on thick for you. They're not genuine people, and they're usually very tiny people who project themselves very large.
Self-absorbed, narcissists believe themselves to
Lie
be
to yourself
superior to everyone
until you
and
believe it.
deserving of special treatment. They have a
Yeah.
perfect, grandiose view of themselves and often fantasize about status,
Yep.
popularity, and
Yep.
success. They
Yep.
don't have the ability to perceive others as detached from themselves and
Mhm.
having separate needs, feelings, and desires, so they struggle to form genuine connections and empathize with others.
Yeah.
Beneath their facade of self-assurance, a narcissist's self-esteem is easily bruised. They're prone to denying their flaws,
And then they get mad at you whenever you try to call them out on shit, and then they just redirect it on you. That's what they like to do because they're narcissistic.
throwing tantrums when they're called out, or even spiraling into depression over it because of their
Mhm.
poor mood regulation skills. Narcissistic personality disorder is also a spectrum and may manifest in different ways. For example, an
Mhm.
overt narcissist is more outgoing, boastful, and very obviously love to be the center of attention.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, a
Think an
covert
Instagram
narcissist is more
model or one of those guys that like walks around all hoity-toity like he's better than everybody else, and people who are very like shut off and not interested in talking to anybody they think they do in superior. That person that when you open the door for them and they don't even look at you and they walk by you and say nothing, or you do something nice for them and they don't recognize you or they ignore you whenever you talk to them. This is the kind of people you're.
more withdrawn and tends to be more subtle and cunning about how they seek admiration and attention from others, like fishing for compliments, using pseudo-humility, or playing the victim. But although the way it presents itself can vary, all narcissists share the same core traits. Knowing the difference. At first glance, narcissists and sociopaths might seem similar, as they both have tendencies to be deceptive, manipulative, and lack empathy for others. But there are two fundamental differences that set them apart: their motivations and the way they approach others. Firstly, narcissists are motivated by a desire to be praised by others and to maintain their grandiose self-image.
You like being
Sociopaths,
praised,
on the other
baby.
hand, often don't have any definitive long-term goals or desires. They're hedonistic, reckless, and solely focused on fulfilling their immediate needs and
Very short
desires,
term.
regardless of the consequences.
Replete. Thank you for the follow, my man.
Unlike narcissists who strategically manipulate others to enhance their self-image,
Want that
sociopaths are
appearance.
driven by a thirst for excitement and sensation-seeking. Secondly, because narcissists desire the attention and admiration of others, they actively seek out social connections, engage in superficial charm, and can feign empathy or concern for others' well being. But sociopaths can't even be bothered to pretend like they care about getting along with anyone else. They
Right, we don't
manipulate
care.
for sheer enjoyment or
They're just doing what they want to do when they want to do it, and they don't really have a goal. They're just trying to have fun for the sake of entertaining themselves.
to achieve a specific goal. They won't hesitate to hurt someone simply for fun. When they meet, when a sociopath meets a narcissist, it's like watching two
I feel
master
like the sociopath has the upper hand here because they don't have any immediate goals. They're just doing what they want to do.
manipulators engage in a high stakes game of psychological chess. At first, they'll probably be intrigued by each other's confidence and charisma. The sociopath will most likely see the narcissist as a potential ally in their schemes, while the
Exactly.
narcissist will be interested in the sociopath as someone who can bolster their ego. While they might seem like a match made in heaven, beneath the surface is a power struggle rife with tension and underlying hostility, as both personalities have a strong desire for control and
Hmm.
dominance. The sociopath may see the
The
narcissist
best friends that hate each other. There they are. We all know them.
as a challenge to be conquered, while the narcissist may view the sociopath as a threat to their superiority. And since both parties are skilled at deception and manipulation, this leads to a constant sense of paranoia and suspicion. Over time, the relationship may devolve into a toxic cycle of betrayal and resentment as
I'd
they
watch that
constantly
movie.
try to outwit and outmaneuver each other. Ultimately, however, the sociopath would most likely exploit the narcissist's need for validation and use it against them. For example, the sociopath might manipulate the narcissist by pretending to admire them a lot and using flattery to get close to the narcissist, all the while subtly undermining their confidence to keep them dependent on their approval.
Hmm.
And if they ever feel like it,
It's
they won't
feeding for them
hesitate to trample all over the
compliments.
narcissist's fragile ego with harsh criticisms and send them spiraling into depression. Ultimately, understanding the interplay between sociopaths and narcissists sheds light on the dark corners of human behavior. So, what are your thoughts on this video? Have
My
you
thoughts
ever
on this are that makes absolute sense and it's creepy and I
encountered a
love it.
sociopath or narcissist in your life? Share
Absolutely.
your experiences
Absolutely.
and insights in the comments below. Want a suggestion? What to watch?
So I do know sociopaths. I do know narcissists. They know that they're narcissists and sociopaths. Well, the narcissists, you probably don't know they're narcissists, but the sociopaths, they know they're sociopaths. And I kind of love whenever I meet them because I can identify them and I understand the game that they're playing. If you're gullible or you have a tendency to not like identify this or understand the differences between the two, or between different people and their personalities and like getting good vibes and having that intuition, they can be very dangerous and detrimental to your life. But for the most part, I can pretty much tell when someone's genuine and when they're not being genuine. I like to think that I'm pretty genuine. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But like, yeah, you got to stay away from those people, or at least learn how to identify them for sure.